Hi YouTube, hope everyone's doing wonderful. Whew, this video is hard. It's a hard launch, okay? So I just got done crying, and I got done crying because I got into it with a family member. And this little tiffy that we had, this tension that I feel right now, and just the whole reason why I started crying really made me realize a couple things, and I want to share one of them with you. So the main thing is this. Like, your family is not going to understand or agree with everything you say and do. That's part of having a family, okay? Every family has problems. Every family has differences. Every single family member is different. So therefore, since we all have different personalities and ways of thinking and ways of, communicating, of course, we're not always going to get along, okay? So that's number one. Another point I have is, often when you're the chosen one spiritually, it's like, of course, you're going to face adversity. Of course, you're going to have problems with, you're just going to have problems with your family, and you're not going to feel like they understand you, and that's okay. Because, for example, Jesus, he was misunderstood, right? I'm making this video because if you feel like your family doesn't appreciate you, maybe they don't communicate the same way you do, maybe they don't have the same line of work as you, maybe they even criticize what you do for work, what you think, how you view yourself, how you view them, it's okay, because you're meant to stand out. You're meant to be different. You're meant to cry this out. You're meant to see the differences in your family. And you're actually the only one that can see the differences in the family, that can want a better life, that wants to create generational wealth and, move on with the family. And there's going to be a lot of bitter people in your family that's not going to accept who you are if you're a chosen one. There's going to be a lot of people that don't agree with what you're doing, don't agree with what you're saying. They're not capable of understanding where you're going or what you're doing and working on. They don't see the significance of that, of what you're even working on, because they're meant to be blinded. God blinds them to test you, to see if you're going to keep going, to test you, to see if you're going to keep working on what he's telling you to work on. And I know this test is tough. Trust me, I just cried about it today. But you need to let all your feelings out, let all your emotions out, be emotionally positive and accepting without judgment within yourself when times are low. But there's a but here. Don't tolerate disrespect. God doesn't make you a beanbag. Okay, stick up for yourself when you need to with love. Be firm. But also know who you are deep inside. Know that they don't understand you. They didn't give you the calling that God gave you. They're not meant to understand. You have to become okay with being misunderstood. And that's the whole key of this video. My point is, really, you need to grow a pair, okay? Once all the sadness and the emotions are out. And you really need to realize, hey, you're in this with God. You're not alone. You may feel alone. You may have no other friends right now. You may have nobody around you in your circle. But I'll tell you, like, it's going to be okay. God will bring you the right network, the right friendship, the right soulmate, the right husband or wife, the right best friend. He's going to bring you your circle of people in due time. You just have to be patient and wait. I know this time is tough. I know this video is going to reach people that have been lonely, that, your family's against you. You have no friends right now. You don't have a significant other. You're a lone fox or wolf right now. And I get that. But just know that sorrow endures for the night. Joy comes in the morning. And I just want you to know that God is holding your hand. You just have to hold his back. And I also want you to know that other people are going through that too. I'm going through that right now. Like, I'll be vulnerable and say that I'm going through that right now. I don't have any close friends. I don't have a boyfriend. I recently had a breakup. I focus on work. I focus on my immediate family. And sometimes my immediate family is really hard to deal with because they don't accept how I communicate. They don't accept how I truly am. And I feel lots of rejection from them a lot of times. But the thing is, I have to stay grounded. I have to realign myself. I have to go to the gym and get toxins out of my body. I have to cry and get toxins out of my body. I have to go get a massage, get my nails done. I'm getting my nails done tomorrow, by the way. Like, you got to do what's best for you. You can't be tied down and held back by people that don't understand your will. You can't be tied down and held back by people that are determined to misunderstand you. Yes, some people in your family are determined to misunderstand you. They're jealous of you because they are not bold enough to do what you're doing. And a lot of them may want the best for you, maybe. Maybe they do want you to get your life straight. Like, if you're an artist or creative like me, maybe they just are so old school that they only think you should have a 9 to 5, or maybe you should have a career that they accept, like being a doctor or nurse or whatever. But the truth is, not everyone's meant to be a doctor, nurse, or a health practitioner or whatever. Some people are meant to make money on social media, and people are nowadays. It's more common than ever before to make a income off of social media. TikTok Live, there's TikTok Live agencies now. There's modeling and acting agencies. There's people making real money being an artist and creative. And if you're an artist and creative and entrepreneur, this video is for you. So I just want you to know that you're not alone. Keep the faith. God is with you. God is your rock, your shield, and your fortress. Whom shall you fear? Don't let family members and their negative energy and their idea of what you should do dictate your life, because are they God? No. Are they paying your bills? No. Did they give you the assignment that God gave you? No. Are they supposed to understand you? No. Not everyone understood Jesus. Not everyone understood Joseph. Not everyone understood Job. But did God bless those 3 people? Absolutely, he did. And there's many people throughout history that everyone who is successful struggles with adversity. Look at George Washington, look at Elon Musk, look at all these famous figures, all the actors and actresses. They all struggle with mental health because they can't handle people rejecting and abandoning them. But that doesn't mean, just because you cry about that, just because you have adversity, that doesn't mean you're not on the right path. It actually means more so that you are. For example, and I'll close with this, I was crying about what happened with my mishap with my family today at the park. And, I'm in the Midwest right now visiting. So I guess it's considered trespassing if you're parked at a park, because they assume that, like, I guess there's drug laws here. Like, they assume you're doing drugs. Like, you can't, like, legally park in a park after a certain time. I didn't know that, because in LA, you can park wherever 24/7. And this policeman came up. He had a big attitude with me. And I was also not the nicest, but I was like, he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, does it look like I'm okay? I'm crying, And he was just like, And then he realized I truly didn't know I wasn't allowed to be there, because I'm so used to LA, like, just doing whatever. And he was like, "Do you have someone to talk to?" Like, blah, blah. And I was like, "Dude, my mom's a counselor." And he was like, "Oh, that's ironic." But see, by his response, I'm like, okay, he's not emotionally open with himself. He doesn't accept people crying. He thinks if someone's crying, they have a problem. They have a deep-rooted issue. No, crying is healthy. We all have tear ducts for a reason, like I always say in my videos. Crying is natural. It doesn't mean you have a mental illness. It doesn't mean you're depressed. It doesn't mean you're anxious. Crying simply means you're cleansing your body of toxins through emotional means. That's it. Maybe you cry because you're happy as well. Like, clearly I was not in a good state when he came up, and I wasn't trying to fake it. I wasn't trying to wipe my tears and saying, "Hi." No, I was saying, I'm having a bad night. Like, I recently had the death in the family. I also got, I didn't tell him everything, but I just said a little bit of why I was upset, so that he wouldn't think I'm doing drugs, right? And I was like, but I didn't need to open up about everything, and I'm not opening up about everything to you guys on what happened, because that's my personal things with my family. But my point is, we all go through things. And it's so toxic when people make you think that something as simple as crying makes you mentally ill. Just because you're crying, that does not mean you're bad or you're different or you're failing as a human. Just because you want to go off in a park or go off the grid for a second and turn off your phone and shed some tears, or punch a punching bag at the gym, like, that doesn't make you a bad person. That actually makes you strong by letting your emotions have a physical release. That's a healthy release. That's a healthy reaction. So don't let anyone tell you that feeling your emotions in full is unhealthy. It's actually a road and a way to healing, and the faster you feel, the faster you heal. I always say that. So anyways, love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're not alone. Adversity actually means that you're on the right path. Family is, they're never going to understand a chosen one. They're never going to understand someone who's a leader. They're going to be intimidated by it. And I've actually had family members say they're intimidated by me. But see, that doesn't mean that I need to shrink for them to accept me. Okay? Like, they need to level up, or we're just going to just not be on the same page, and that's okay, because God also doesn't want us to be a people pleaser. So just because someone doesn't agree with us, if they have to handle us in doses, okay, so be it. But I'm not going to dim my light. I'm not going to dim my shine. I'm not going to dampen myself for you. And if they think you're being mean or bossy or whatever, like I've had a couple family members say that about me. Other people don't say that about me. It's only my family. It's ironic. So my point is, everyone has their different perception of you. Their perception does not matter. Only your perception about you matters. So if someone thinks you're bossy or mean, or thinks you're, you're just unhealthy for crying once a week, or whatever stupidity that they think of you, that doesn't matter. That's their opinions about you. That's their thoughts. That's their perception. That doesn't mean it's true. Whatever someone says to you or thinks about you doesn't mean it's true for you. It might hurt your feelings because you're like, oh, someone I love deeply thinks this way about me. But you should separate it in your mind and say, okay, that's what they think of me. It hurts, yes, and that's what I'm feeling, but I don't believe that about me, okay? So that's a mental exercise you should do if someone's putting you down and putting their own thoughts and feelings on you, because you don't need to receive that. Say, I do not receive that. I don't see myself that way, but I hear your opinion. I feel your opinion. I respect your feelings, but I don't believe that about myself. So that's what you need to say to that family member. And they're probably not going to take it well, and that's okay. And sometimes not saying anything at all works too. So I just wanted to give you that little exercise before I end this video. But family's tough. Every family has problems. We're all not perfect. We're in an imperfect world. And this is something we all deal with. So anyways, love you guys so much. I know this is a hard launch, but it needed to be said. I always share whatever I feel led to share in my soul. So please like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.